Astrology can give us insight into our emotional needs and how we respond or react emotionally when those needs are either met or unmet. Take someone with a Virgo moon, for example. They will have a need to perfect and improve upon things and people in their environment. Being able to make situations, or anything for that matter, better will bring a Virgo moon person happiness. If this need is conscious and internalized, the person with this moon will actively try and meet their need for improvement through healthy self-analysis and service to others. When the same moon is unconscious and externalized, that will manifest as negative analysis of other people or things in the form of criticism or judgment. If we're to talk about attachment styles, the avoidant style of relating would fit well here, as the avoidant person views self as good and others as bad. In addition to externalizing our emotional needs in an unconscious manner, we can also internalize them in the same way. The scenario would manifest as things like self-criticism or self-sacrifice. Someone with an anxious style of relating would likely have this internal makeup, as anxiously attached individuals view the self as bad and others as good. And there's always the third possibility of simultaneously externalizing and internalizing in unconscious ways. This would be indicative of a person with a fearful avoidant or disorganized attachment style, as the disorganized individual views both self and others as bad. Someone with this psychology is likely to have a harsh inner and outer critic, which in extremes can present as harm or violence directed both at self and others. And now that I'm speaking on the Virgo archetype, it reminds me about what Jeffrey Wolf Green wrote in Pluto Volume 2 concerning the dark shadow side of the Virgo-Pisces axis. In Chapter 4 of this book, which is focused on the different types of relationships, one of the types he lists is the sadomasochistic relationship. And he says that those with a heavy emphasis along the Pisces-Virgo axis in a chart are likely to be involved in this type of relating that is defined by that classic abuser-abused or narcissist-empath dynamic. But let me get back to my Virgo moon example. As we know, the house placement of any planet tells us which area of life we're looking at. Let's say the moon is in the 9th house. In this case, what area of life will the emotions be worked through for the purposes of meeting this person's needs? In EA, the 9th house represents our beliefs, programming, and patterns. With a Virgo moon in the 9th, the conscious expression would be correct analysis of the person's beliefs, childhood programming, and emotional patterns. This is how the healthy person with a Virgo moon in the 9th would come to an understanding of their emotions in order to best meet their needs. Now, the unconscious expression of the same moon would be a person who is stuck in either unproductive criticism of self or other, resulting from any unanalyzed beliefs, programs, or patterns that they are carrying. And this is the type of information we can get about our emotions and how to work with them from EA. But there are other esoteric systems out there that can be just as powerful and important for the health and maintenance of our aura. One system I've been studying and personally using to great benefit in my own life is human design. This system teaches us the mechanics or energetics of things like our emotions. Before coming to human design, I struggled a lot with the experiences surrounding my astral body. For me, this was due to me having an open emotional energy center, meaning I'm someone who takes in and amplifies the emotions of those around me. I never understood why I seemed to be so much more sensitive and emotional than the people around me, and I definitely didn't understand that the reason I was this way was because I was literally absorbing other people's emotions and feeling them more strongly than they did themselves. Now when I walk in a room and am hit with the emotions of others, instead of feeling confused or thinking that there's something wrong with me, I have the knowledge to be able to understand that those intense emotions I feel that hit me out of nowhere don't belong to me at all. I can't tell you how freeing and healing this info has been for me. Knowing that energetically I'm an empath, now I have the power to let the emotional wave of others pass through me when I'm in their auric space, instead of it driving me crazy by thinking that it's my stuff. Not only does human design give us info about how our emotional bodies function energetically, it can also provide us with additional insight on how we uniquely feel and experience emotions, which is different for everyone. For example, the emotional wave of some people is extreme in nature, consisting of low lows and high highs, while for those with another type of wave, the emotions are experienced as a more gentle, smooth transition. Having this understanding can be so self-validating and healing because it helps us make sense of why and how we feel the way that we do. With the current mental health system being full of stigmatizing and sometimes just plain false diagnoses, knowing how your energy system operates and how to protect it can bring levels of emotional healing and understanding that can definitely hold a candle to things like traditional forms of therapy. I plan to incorporate these human design readings with my astrology readings at some point in the future. For now, I'm offering a combo astrology and human design reading for the emotional center and moon only. With this reading, I can tell you about how your moon naturally meets your emotional needs, the conscious and unconscious expressions of your internal emotional nature, as well as how you're configured energetically in regards to your emotions. If you're interested in this type of reading, I've put the link to my reading prices and offering sheet in the description section of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.